How's it going, YouTube? Chris here at My Home Theater. Got a brand new video for you tonight. I got a special delivery today. Wasn't really expecting it because Best Buy said that it was still ready to be shipped. So what came in the mail today was Avatar: The Way of the Water 3D and the original Avatar in 4K UHD. Now, my 4K of the Avatar: The Way of the Water Steelbook has shipped, so I'll probably get it I'll get it at least by Tuesday on the release date. But what I wanted to talk about tonight is the Avatar: Way of the Water 3D. Guys, I'm here to tell you, I have been blown away. And the first Avatar I have in 3D, and I've got the special edition Blu-rays and so forth and so on. But I wanted to give my thoughts about The Way of the Water. Now, The Way of the Water is a longer movie than the first one. So one of the things I want to talk about is the movie is spread across 2 discs. Actually, disc 1 is in my 4K player. So you got disc 1 and disc 2. And I guess it's because of the information that's put on the Blu-rays. It has to, with the 3D and stuff like that. So it is split over 2 discs. But guys, I am here to tell you, it's like watching again for the first time. Now, I've had it on the stream since the end of March, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was March 28th when I purchased it. And that may have been the date that they released it on iTunes. So I bought it. So I've watched it several times, The Way of the Water, on iTunes in 4K and Atmos. And I have watched it at least one time on Disney Plus. So, and I think it's been on multiple other formats. I think it's on Max. I think it's on Amazon Prime. So, I mean, it's out there now. But guys, I can't wait to get my copy of the 4K movie on physical media. But right now, they sent me the first Avatar, and they've sent me the 3D Blu-ray. Now, I've watched the 3D Blu-ray today, tonight, this afternoon. And I'm telling you guys, I have been blown away. Now, this movie is 3D, and it has a 7.1 DTS HD soundtrack, so it does not have an Atmos track. Now, there may be more movies out there that has the Atmos on the 3D, and I only know of one, and it is, oh God, what is the name of that movie? It's called Jupiter Ascending. That 3D Blu-ray actually has an Atmos track, and it's pretty awesome. Whether you like the movie or not, the 3D with the Atmos is pretty cool. So I don't know why more of these companies, movie studios are not trying to do a Blu-ray Atmos. Now, I know this movie was shot in 4K Blu-ray for the movie, so I mean, maybe that's the next generation. So, you're looking at, I think you'll have to upgrade your projectors. They'll have to be able to. I don't know what the future is of 4K Blu-ray, but right now, we have 1080p Blu-ray, 3D. But it would be cool to get a 4K 3D with Atmos. That would be probably the best absolute viewing possible. I know everybody loves Gravity. I love Gravity. I have Gravity. I had the Diamond edition. I was dumb and I sold it, and I got it on iTunes. And it's in 4K, I think, and it is in it. It might be, yeah, I think it's 4K and it's in Atmos. So that's pretty cool. But to be able to get a disc with 4K 3D, it would be awesome. But that's another video for another day. But Avatar, Way of the Water, 3D, guys, it is awesome. So there are some scenes that, it's not as good on 3D as can be some other stuff. But then they get to the jungle scenes, and then they get to anything under the water. Guys, I was blown away. Now, the first Avatar was good on 3D. I have that. It's pretty awesome, but I think they take it to another level on this movie. And guys, it is really awesome. So, I'm not going to say that this is the best way to watch it. There were some scenes. I don't, and 3D has a little bit darker than your normal 4K or your normal Blu-ray, so it has a darker tone, to the picture. But everything, I mean, it still had a good color. I mean, this movie is pretty awesome in colors and stuff. There's a lot of blues. There's a lot of reds. If you have explosions and stuff like that, and you will throughout in the beginning and toward the end of the movie. But I mean, it has a lot of colors. There's underwater scenes, jungle scenes, different color fish, different this, that, and the other, and it's really good. And but it's a little bit dark, and I don't think that's indicative of all 3D movies. But guys, I'm telling you, I'm still in awe. It's almost like watching it again for the first time, and I really enjoyed how they did the 3D on here. Now I did not get to see this in theater, so they had the high frame rate. I think they had the variable frame rate. I mean, you're getting just a standard frame rate, and some things looked a little jittery jerky, and some things look a little out of focus, and I don't know if that's just the 3D aspect of it, but I mean, if you just take those stuff out, guys, I'm telling you, this is pretty doggone good. I think the picture quality of the 3D is really, I don't know its match. The first one will probably be closer to it. And I've got quite a few 3D movies. I had a lot back in the day. And that's another video for another day, and I've touched in other videos of that. But I had a lot of 3D movies, not necessarily for a home theater projector, but I had a Samsung Curve TV, and I had the active, of course, like what's in my 3D theater now, the active glasses. So on the Samsung TV, and everything looked good, but we're talking about, you will be disappointed in the 3D version. It's really good. Like I say, I mean, some scenes here and there, but if you just take that out, and anything under the water is absolutely amazing. The jungle scenes in the beginning, absolutely amazing. Guys, this is pretty good on 3D. So now let's talk about the sound. I mentioned it early on. You're only getting a DTS HD. I think it's a 7.1. And from what I heard in the streaming version, and of course what everybody else has already talked about, on some people has got their disc early. I ain't got mine yet, but I can tell you from what I heard in the stream, the Atmos mix is there's not much there. There's not much overheads or heights, but I'm waiting to get my disc before I can, say, because I know what I heard in the stream, and of course the disc is going to be way yonder better. So you getting a DTS HD Master 7.1 mix, and it is an aggressive mix, and the bass does hit kind of low, not tactile type, but pretty low. And of course, my XMC2 Emotiva has the Neural X, so it's upmixed. So I'm getting, you know, I'm getting some height channels and separations and stuff. And guys, I mean, the mix is pretty doggone good on this, and pretty happy with what I've heard. And I'm definitely looking forward to hearing the Atmos mix on the disc. But I will say, even though on the Blu-ray disc, I had to bump the volume up. I was really I really couldn't believe that I had to bump the volume up. I had to on the iTunes mix. I had to bump the volume up, which that is across the board on everything I've ever watched on iTunes. I had to bump the volume up on stream. But on the disc, I normally mix versus disc, I might have to bump it down. But actually on this, I had to bump it up. And I don't know if that's because of Disney or whatever, but I did have to raise the volume at least probably 6 or 7 dBs over my normal listening. So I did have to bump the volume up, but guys, that's just minor little details. Look, I highly recommend this. Awesome. Just the little things here and there, I think you can overlook it. It says on the back, it says Beyond Dazzling. That's pretty much the way I see the Avatar Way of the Water 3D. So I'm looking forward to seeing the actual 4K disc, but the Blu-ray, it blew me away, guys. So I don't know. He holds that bow out, and that arrow sticks way out in the screen. Anytime I'm underwater, little stuff flying, swimming around in the water, you can see it swimming out in front of your eyes, or they're in the forest and fire and burning, the little embers burning. I mean, guys, I'm telling you, it's pretty awesome. So, Avatar Way of the Water 3D Blu-ray, I highly recommend it. I don't know yet if this is the best way to see it because we don't have an Atmos track, but the 7.1 DTS HD master track is pretty good, especially if you have an up mixer, which I think most processors, most receivers do. So it's a very good listening and watching experience. 3D Avatar Way of the Water, guys, I highly recommend it. So we will be giving you our thoughts. I don't know, maybe tomorrow on the original Avatar 4K. I watched it on Disney Plus. They've upgraded it. I don't know, jury's out on that in my opinion, but we will give you our opinions maybe on this one tomorrow, and I'll let you know what I think. Guys, that's my video tonight. I was excited to get these in today. Give you my thoughts on the 3D Blu-ray. I knew that was going to be the first one I wanted to watch because I enjoyed the first one in 3D, and this one did not disappoint, guys. So definitely pick it up, and you won't be disappointed. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you again real soon.